There is a native feature in Claude Code that turns messy agent ideas into production-ready plans. Most engineers miss it. It is called plugins. In this video, I show you 5 top-rated plugins solving one hard problem: building medical AI agents. I show you how to install and use BMAD Spec Kit, GSD, gstack, Superpowers, and Plan Mode as a baseline. Then how to build an LLM-as-judge that scores every plan across 13 production criteria. Plus a dashboard with token costs, so you know exactly which plugin to use. First, BMAD, insanely popular. But just before that, what is the definition of plugin? It basically adds skills, agents, hooks, and MCP servers to Claude Code. In practice, a GitHub repo you install into Claude. BMAD, almost 45k stars. A full agile team inside one plugin: PM, architect, developer, and QA. Each agent reads the previous one's output, so nothing gets lost between the roles. I've built 400 plus production agents, so I was curious how each of these plugins would do. Let's build. Install it, get the 59 skills, context usage, and we can use the BMAD hub. It will recommend us. They will get us some options. We answer the questions. And after that, it will give us basically a plan, a PRD. It will compare it with what without BMD. Then I can just take a look at context usage, take a look at the plan. It has different steps and frameworks and a stack to all of the codes. Then log JSON for the token usage. Spec Kit, 107k stars. Built by GitHub itself, the idea is simple but powerful. You write the specification, constitution, specify, clarify, plan tasks, only then you code. Let me show how to use it. So we install it on a command window, and then we get everything actually in the Spec Kit. There are a number of them, but we use constitution. And we give the prompt basically, and it starts building for us, make some decisions. It look at the principles, some hooks, and then we can get the constitution MD, which is like the core principles, explainability, one node, responsibility, everything which is like foundational to our project, which is quite good. This is really good from Spec Kit. Then we get our specs, everything like a user story, very agile. Then we get our plan, which is like what is exactly the technical and project structure and the source code repository and complexity tracking. Then we go to the requirements. Okay, we want this specification, the feature readiness. After that, we do research. We get the research and then the decision. So it is ChromaDB, LangGraph, exactly what's happening for us. After that, we go to data model, also really great, that exactly which fields of data should be used and how. And then it has contracts, rack contracts, then node contracts. So exactly how our agents going to be. Each node is an agent, so our multi-agent system. Then our graphical user interface with Gradio. It just shows what to do, looked at the context usage, and also did it with the log JSON, which is telling me also how much it costs to build this one. GSD. It's quite popular, especially because of the name, with almost 64k stars. Probably the strangest backstory of all. The original creator disappeared after Solana controversy, but the community forked the project and kept shipping it because of its killer's feature. Every task starts in a fresh 200k context window. To install GSD, go to the new fork, and then you know exactly what kind of NPX you should use, and then just basically install it. And then after that, you can get GSD, a lot of different, but we use GSD new projects. By the way, I made an entire module of my AI agent mastery for free. It's a deep dive to AI agents, zero to hero, and how to keep up with AI advances, plus 2 free guides. It's the first link in the description. If you want to join my AI agent mastery, there's a second link in the description, and there is also a sale. And it's a start to ask a lot of questions about what kind of research it should do, and go on internet and pick up information. You get your project MD. After that, we'll start to do research. We was asking a lot of permission for each link, and we get features MD, feature landscape, 2 more, the 14 categories we can do for them, our medical AI agent. After that, pitfalls, LLM-as-judge API, or anything like vector store. So many different pitfalls that can happen are just named here. After that, we can get the stack MD. So what kind of tech stack do we use? Agent, GUI, embedding. And then the next one is a project MD. It shows the core value, context, constraints. And then it's start to ask a lot of questions. And it's just preparing for the last few steps. And when I answer those questions, I'm ending with the privacy, we get the requirements, classification, RAG, privacy, anything out of scope. And again, more questions about the roadmap. Finally, we get the state.md. It shows the state of our project. And all of that goes to the final plan, which is very extended technology stack. And then we have details on every code, basically, requirements, classifications. I looked at the context usage. It includes custom agent that has been used. I asked what kind of meaning does it have any of these contexts. So it was system prompt, system tools. What does it mean actually spending tokens on each of them? And it just explained to me what kind of tokens and how many tokens I have used for this specific one. Gstack. This felt like working with a decision tree, which was quite good. It's by CEO of Y Combinator, Gary Tan. He claimed it makes him 810 times more productive than his 2013 coding space. Your plan gets reviewed by a CEO, engineer manager, a designer before Claude writes a single line. To install, we do a git clone. It starts to install for us, and then we can use a setup. We install the bun, and basically we are ready. I start with the context usage, give the prompt, and then a bunch of questions. It's like a little bit more ETA-wise, and then just starting with what kind of classifier you want, what kind of graphic design, confidence gate. It was quite good. Chroma DB init, image validation, then test depths, image resize, outside voice, gate framing, decom messaging, which is like everything to do with this hospital. Then Langsmith, which is really great. None of them are asking about Langsmith. And then we have a plan which is quite extended, shows all of the images and how it passed through actually. So the images, the scans, the MRI scans, how it goes through actually the whole process. You can see all of the codes, the strategy, and not in the scope of what already exists, the field plan, implementation tasks, work trees. So it just, and then a final report. So I take a look at the tokens, but I ask it to give me the log JSON of the session, and it shows actually the usage. Superpowers, 214K stars, the biggest plugin in this test, and this one is strict. It refuses to jump straight into coding. First, you pass through a planning gate, then tests must fail before implementation starts. Another one which is working with software development methodology, and it's written by Jesse Vincent. I really loved how much question it asks. Let's build with it. Just go to Manage Plugin and choose Superpower. And then you can, using Superpower, I take a look at context usage and say, hey, use that. And it will start building for us. I use the Superpower brainstorming and then goes like to these updates and just ask me all the questions and then gives this path. And then I say, hey, you didn't ask me anything about data. And say, okay, patient ID, maybe patient scan date or patient age, then the JPEG or PNG, just answer all of those questions. And then I'll ask, okay, privacy, and then ask me questions about the privacy. And then I say, hey, how about RAG and embedding? And then we'll ask question about RAG and embedding. So I had to kind of talk to him to get him to the questions. Because Superpower wasn't that great in just asking the question, and I was asking the question, I asked him, can you critique yourself, your own step? And then I noticed that added so much of value because it's a start to get all of these extra points that he didn't do before. So this is a good one to do because then after critiquing, he starts to invoke a plan and said, hey, these things I haven't forgotten. So do that one also with each of these plugins if you want to. And then I've got the context usage at the end. And finally, Plan Mode. No install, no stars, no plugin, just the built-in baseline. If a plugin cannot beat this, you're paying token cost for nothing. So let me show you. Plan Mode is quite easy. We just give the prompt, including everything we want, and also choosing the framework, starting run context before that, and writing a plan. It starts doing it. I look at the context usage, starts looking at criterion, and then give us some information, and the markdown plan is ready. I check it, and basically we have it. Let's run LLM-as-judge for all of our plans, and it's just basically an agent. And what I do in the judge prompt, I would go ahead and say 0 to 2 in this criteria: LLM choice, framework choice, async handling, failure handling, human in the loop, memory, data handling, privacy, RAG design, observability, output validation, evaluation, and UI design. So all of that, I say give it a score. I basically write the output to a score JSON. I'm going to use front-end design to make a very beautiful dashboard. I install it, then use it, give the prompt, and then it just starts building it. The moment of truth, we can take a look at the results. Drum roll, please. Yes, we have our results. So BMAD is getting number 1, 25 out of 26. After that, we have GST with 21. This one is 96%, it's about 80%. Superpowers, the third one. Spec Kit and gstack, both of them are really close to Plan Mode, which is our baseline. Both of them are amazing, asking a lot of great questions, but the problem is that they are less focused on building AI agents and more on other kind of softwares. So you can see which areas, which one is good or bad. It's also in this table. Observability, you can see that BMAD is the best. The rest is quite bad at it. In async handling, also, a lot of them are not that great. Things like memory, RAG, validation, UI, seems that everybody is good. Let's take a look at token efficiency. Plan Mode is, of course, the lightest. After that is gstack and BMAD. So you can see BMAD is okay in token efficiency. I noticed that gstack was actually quite good, really efficient. I really loved it. Then we have Spec Kit, GSD, and Superpowers. Although Superpowers is amazing, it's quite token heavy. So here's the takeaway. Not every plugin is built for AI agent. Most are built for software engineering. If you're building production AI agents, you need a workflow that understands agent-specific concerns. It should be traceable, observable, RAG design, hallucination guards. So some of them are different than traditional softwares. And by the way, that's exactly why I teach AI Agent Mastery 6-in-1, my course. If you're interested, link is in the description. Now you've learned about plugins. Almost every plugin includes skills. If you want to create skills yourself, plus the 20 best skills for AI agents and a meta skill that orchestrate your entire agent pipeline, watch this video about skills. I see you there.